So my name is Anastasiia, and I'm a PhD candidate at the Department of Psychology here in the University of Limerick. My PhD is looking at the well-being of people who arrived to Ireland under a temporary protection directive. So people who were directly affected by the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And I'm looking at temporary protection directive beneficiaries' well-being through the lens of 3N model, so needs, narratives, and networks. And hopefully that way I'll be able to assess both the individual level factors, the interpersonal and intergroup dynamics, as well as macro level forces such as public discourse and policy and law impact on these groups' well-being. I started my PhD in January 2022, and when the war happened in February, soon after, Ireland waived visa requirements for people coming here from Ukraine. And at the time, through my supervisor, I actually got a full-time position working as a migrant assistant with people who arrived to Ireland under temporary protection directive. And after working with this population for 6 months, I saw that a lot of laws and policies were written really well and they sounded great on paper. However, the reality of implementation on the ground differed quite significantly from what the policy documents stated. So I realized that, maybe my expertise as a social psychologist, and I also have a bit of background in public policy, would be beneficial as a way to contribute to documentation of how these people are affected by the implementation of policies in Ireland. So when it comes to impact of my PhD, it's, I suppose, kind of a twofold aspiration that I have. I would really like for my own work to facilitate better integration of people who arrived here under temporary protection directive, particularly through implementing participatory research action methodology. And more ambitiously, I'd love to see the policy recommendations that hopefully I'll come up with to actually have some kind of tangible impact on policies in Ireland around refugee service provision. So I'm actually only in my second year of PhD. I'd love to stay within academia, whether as a researcher or maybe be able to get a lecturing position. Who knows? I really enjoy teaching. But outside of academia, I also been considering working with NGOs or maybe charity organizations and still contributing to better practices or better policies for marginalized and vulnerable groups. I suppose the advice that I would have liked to heard when I was starting my PhD is that you enough. And it is really important to be patient with yourself because it is an exciting journey, but there are also a lot of challenges on the way of anyone undertaking a PhD. And while a lot of people seem to think through emotional stressors and how they're gonna address those challenges, and a lot of people think about other types of physical stressors that might also contribute to challenges along their PhD journey. I think it's also important to consider the financial aspect of things. And I wish I had a better plan when I started my PhD. But at the end of the day, there are a lot of supports available, and it's definitely doable. And yeah, just being patient with yourself.